Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Live from Georgia, welcome race fans one and all back to Green Flag TV, where this afternoon we are set to kick it off for more racing action here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Welcome to the show. My name is Ola Rempel alongside Lucas Moody. We bring you all of racing action here from start to finish tonight from Hampton, Georgia. Lucas, it's a track we all know and love on a layout that many drivers find a bit more familiar than that of the new Superspeedway configuration that Atlanta has found itself. And despite being a Superspeedway Blitz, we will find ourselves racing on the old layout. And I have to say, this track, even on this old layout in these trucks, can still provide some pretty packed up racing in its own right.
Yeah, it's still a really quick intermediate racetrack, even though it's not in its current Echopark Motor Speedway configuration, where it turns into this drafting track that gets you that really tight, bunched up racing. It is its old configuration, which makes it more of an intermediate feel and gives it those braking zones that you have to, of course, follow. And now looking ahead at the rest of the schedule for this series, we have tonight, which is, of course, Echopark Speedway, Michigan, Pocono, and Auto Club to round out 2025, and then Dega and Nashville round out the season in 2026.
It's set to be a pretty fun afternoon here today. 140 laps of racing action getting set to go out here from this fantastic little 1.56 mile speedway. Of course, right now, the big story when it comes to the point standings, you don't need to look at who would be on the top, right? Just look at who won the first 3 races back to back to back. Zane Bailey, having gone for the hat trick, he is right now 3 for 3 in the Superspeedway Blitz in his effort on the title defense, and he is trying to see if maybe he can make it 4 in a row, which would put him winner of almost half the races in the season before he even gets to the second half.
Yeah, Zane Bailey has shown absolute dominance this year, whether it be a win at a Superspeedway like Daytona, the win at the long track like Las Vegas, or the win at Indianapolis, where he had to get help from his teammate to push him under the cautions because his 20 machine was running out of fuel. All 3 of the races won in completely different fashion, but that doesn't matter how you win it. It just matters that he has, and he literally has won every single race so far this season.
Well, right now we got ourselves with qualifying mostly wrapped on up here today. So let's take a look at the official weather going into this one here. 82 degrees Fahrenheit in the air, 78 in the air, 82 down to the racetrack, 8 miles an hour wind blowing off towards the east. And it's a relatively cool track out there, right? 82 degrees, but that wind could be a bit of an issue for some drivers with it blowing off now to the southeast.
Yeah, 82 degrees Fahrenheit is a very, very cold track temperature. It's actually one of the coldest you can get without rain being forecasted. So it's going to give these drivers a lot of grip to work with, and it also makes it more of a multi-grooved racetrack. It allows for more lines to be run. And yeah, you mentioned it, that 9 mile an hour southeast wind. Another thing these drivers are going to have to take into consideration, because with it blowing to that southeast, it's like kind of fluttering between the southeast and the south. It's going to be a fairly big, it looks like, it's going to be a tailwind. It's going to be a wind blowing them wide out of turn 2. So turn 2 is where they really have to be careful about not letting their rear end slip out and not running into the wall.
So all of this will take us to racing action this afternoon. 36 trucks are lining up here on the start-finish line as we get ourselves geared on up here for racing action at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Right now, there were estimated to be 49 that entered this session with the course being open hosted. 36 have stuck around for the main show, so still have very much a fully packed field that is ready to rumble here this afternoon. Lucas, Indianapolis Speedway had a lot of cautions. You think we're in for a repeat here today?
Oh gosh, I hope not. But honestly, you can never count it out. It might be another one of those races that's caution to caution to caution, just because of the fact that it's a configuration not a lot of drivers are familiar with, and there's a lot of drivers in this field. You mentioned it, 36 drivers is a big amount of people on the racetrack at once, and the more people you have, simply put, the more chances you have of having a caution.
Well, let's take a rundown of what that official starting grid is going to look like now, with 36 trucks lined up and ready to go here this afternoon. Zane Bailey, the driver that has won 3 in a row, trying to go 4 for 4 in the Superspeedway Blitz so far. He starts number 1 alongside SRA regular Elliott Kandra. Row 2 on the grid, it's Jared Duda. He is alongside Aaron May back on row 2, with row 3 holding the likes here of Aaron Raymond and Paul Witt. Row 4 on the grid, you got yourself Tanner Sims, one of the rookies coming into today with the Sim Shop number 2. He is alongside Jeff Gilmore. Top 10 then closed out by Jim Duda and fellow newcomer Lucas Edwards.
And then starting this race from 11th is going to be Christopher Hudson alongside Michael Gudger, our second place finisher of last week. And then just behind them, it's Larry Eddy alongside Ryan Wayne in 14th. And then behind in 15th, it's Brennan Gray alongside Jim Coleman'sberger, another one of those SRA regulars. And in 17th, it's Jorge Rincon alongside Dylan Wilbers. And to round out your top 20, it is Thomas Lane Jr. alongside Cody Witt.
And back in 21st place now, Dan Adkins with that number 91. He is alongside Steve Sagers. And back on row 12, Kelton Quick making his return after he had his debut at Indianapolis. He is alongside Brandon Woods. Row 13 of the grid, Taylor Butcher Benjamin jumping back in here for more SRA competition. He is alongside Ted Rekich, with row 14 holding Brandon Meese and Jake Lucas. Top 30 then closed on out by Noah Swafford and Damon Pacheco.
Yeah, and then we'll run down to the last 6 cars here on the grid. It's going to be Dennis Musaraka and Jeffrey Engel, 31st and 32nd respectively. And then behind, it's Alex Lopez and Joshua Burke. And then your final 2 cars on the grid tonight, it's Joshua Jernigan alongside Scott Heidemann.
So the field rolling on out here this afternoon. Zane Bailey, of course, comes into this race having won 3 races in a row, going for 4 here this afternoon in the opening 4 rounds of the championship. Lucas, do you reckon these drivers are able to finally overtake him and put that 20 car off the top step?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's definitely got a target on his back as being the one to beat. But if they can is a completely different question. With the pace this 20 car has shown at every sort of track configuration this year, he is going to be a hard one to dethrone. But with the amount of laps that they're turning tonight and in a stock car, anything can happen, and you never know if an upset will occur at a racetrack like Atlanta.
So the field comes down in the round in the turn numbers 3 and 4, and we are just about ready to kick off tonight's 4th round of the SRA Superspeedway Blitz. And as always, we're happy you're joining us here for more Saturday night racing action on both YouTube and Twitch. As the iRacing pace truck pulls into pit row, we're going to enter the restart zone. Time to get the party started. It's go, go, go here in Atlanta. Well, Jared Duda wasting no time as he dives to the inside of Zane Bailey, coming out of turn number 4, trying to have an effort. Kandra slips up and nearly spins around on the exit of 4. Bailey leads at the end of lap number 1.
Yeah, he leads, but that margin is still so close between him and Jared Duda. Aaron Raymond, another one of these drivers that is very quick in this Craftsman truck. He's looking to get interested, but now it's Kandra under the attack from behind. I believe that's Jim Duda, Jared Duda's dad, and he seems to be really getting into the back of Elliott Kandra. That 09 machine has to be careful.
And right now, it's a very tightly condensed racetrack out here, and you can tell a lot of drivers fighting with some loose vehicles here early on. Aaron Raymond putting down fastest lap so far here in this one from the number 2 spot, utilizing some of that draft. Further back in the field, Michael Gudger, runner-up from last week, talked about that a little bit. He is trying to look to the outside of Aaron May, and while they're starting a single file up front here, they are still very much 2 by 2 wide deeper in the field.
Yeah, if you're back in the pack, these early stages of the race, it's your time to show that you are worth it. And Kelton Quick now bottom of 3 wide, the 27 into Cody, or the 4 of Cody Witt up on the top side. The 8's gonna try to stick it on the bottom. He's got past the 27. Might look to send them deep again, and oh my gosh, Aaron Raymond has just passed Zane Bailey for the lead.
Just jumped Aaron Raymond there. Comes down to the turn numbers 3 and 4. Now looking back for the inside is Zane Bailey here at turn 1. So Bailey back to the point here early on. Raymond trying to hold the outside line. And Bailey doesn't look like he'll be able to do much about it. Kendra caught the wall in the middle of 2. And Zane Bailey forced to tuck in line. He'll no doubt try to reset and try again further down the line. But right now, drivers still 2 by 2 elsewhere in the pack.
Yeah, Condra, he started this race in second. He's slowly falling back through the pack, just not able to find the race pace that he needs here today, as he just got passed by Paul Witt, and now it's going to be Jim Duda looking for the move as well, and he gets loose into the wall. So not only is he going to get passed by Jim Duda, Lucas Edwards will say thank you as well. And Elliot Condra now down 6 places from the start of the race, and Aaron May and Michael Gudger hot on his tail as well.
Elliot Condra dropping backwards now here as he will slip back into the 8th place position. And here's a bit of a look going on. This is Brandon Gregg, this is Cody Witt, and others still side by side as they have been since lap number 1. You got the 48 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin down to the inside. You've also got Jeffrey Engel in the middle of this, and then you also got Pacheco, who just caught the outside wall just a little bit in the Menards number 40 Toyota Tundra. Still a lot of 2 wide all the way at the back end of the field, and this is just because these guys are so condensed up here, they can't get single file.
Yeah, they're trying to find places to file into that main line, but there's simply not an open slot, as one person tries to, nearly gets spun for it. I can't quite tell who it was, that red, white, and blue machine.
Jeffrey Engel.
He's now, it's Engel, and looks like now Swafford looks like he can find the inside as well of Jeffrey Engel, as a really, really aggressive move gets him into the wall.
Gudger and May still fighting with Condra for the last spots inside the top 10. Elliot Condra might have some damage from those couple hits to the wall, because that truck continuing to slow, especially on the exit of some of these corners, so he's not having the best of outings here tonight. A little further in the field, check out the 21 Nadilla Wilbers. He's going to get down the inside of the rookie Larry Eddy and clears up to the outside wall. Already into double digits, Lucas, and critically already a third of the way through our fuel window here tonight. That's going to be a very important factor to keep in mind, is you can only go about 30 laps on a green flag run, so you're looking 3-stop race at least.
Yeah, 3-stop race, probably a 4-stop for a lot of these guys. Because I know these drivers, they do not like to feel safe. They just like to go full push, pedal to the metal, and make up as many places as you can. So a perfect 4-stop world, you're looking at lap 30, 60, 90, and then 120. And if I do remember how to count, that would be 4 stops. Tanner Sims gets into the wall, and Jared Duda now looking for the attack.
And Jared Duda sold in the dummy into turn 1, and he's going to go down the inside and cover him off. Although Sims might be trying to look back for the inside, not quite able to find an Indo as they come out at turn number 4. So Sims gonna have to try again. He definitely got a little bit loose there and caught the fence pretty heftily there, coming down to the turn on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, the biggest thing we can hope for Tanner Sims is that he didn't find any damage from touching the wall there, and that he can regather himself, regather his confidence, his mental, and hold the position against the cars behind. And maybe he can mount an offensive and get that position back on Jared Duda. And still, the story of the day is Elliot Condra struggled with the pace of this Craftsman truck around the race here. He's now, though, looking for the inside of Eric May, but he has to be careful because no one right behind Jeff Gilmore and Ryan Wayne, both right behind, hot on his tail. And yeah, here it goes now. Jeff Gilmore to the inside of Elliot Condra, but we're going to cut back to the battle for the lead because Zane Bailey is mounting the offensive once again.
Zane Bailey gets around Aaron Raymond. You're right on board with Raymond now as he tries to maybe fight his way back to the inside. He's looking for it, but here comes Jared Duda with the attack. And Jared Duda out of left field snipes the lead away from both of them. Zane Bailey back up to the top side of the racetrack. He's going to get squeezed in by the outside wall. Just barely able to fight through by the 53. And Jared Duda going to have to try again. Zane Bailey has got that outside lane dialed in.
Yeah, he is absolutely ripping the top side, able to carry so much speed into and out of the corner because of that. But no one, it leaves him vulnerable mid-corner to an attack. Because that inside line is so much shorter than the high line, Jared Duda is able to effectively close up mid-corner, make it look like he's side by side with him, only to lose it all on the exit. So yes, outside line, great at carrying momentum, but one, it's bad on your tires. And two, once again, Jared Duda able to effectively be side by side with him through the corner.
Well, remember, you're pitted every 30 laps, right? So you have to wonder just how effective are the tires going to be when you're coming down that much. Now, granted, 30 laps on tires is absolutely going to make a difference, but not to the point where if you're running that line consistently, you're going to have to be too worried about it. And trouble front straightaway, Jeffrey Engel has gone around. He's got quite a bit of damage to the right front.
Yeah, but important to note that he's kept the car straight and he kept it off of the racing surface. Because of that, iRacing does not throw the caution because he was able to get it down on the apron.
Take a look at what happened to Engel here. This is coming off of 4. And back end just came around on him. He got into the grass and shot out from underneath him. Big trouble entering turn number 3. The 2 car of Sims is hard into the wall. And he is not the only one. You got Lucas Edwards up here as well, sliding to a stop against the top side of the racetrack. And something major has happened in the couple seconds that we cut away.
Yeah, that's funny how that worked out. We cut away for literally 10 seconds. We come back and there's 2 cars sideways on the racing surface.
Take a look here. This started up with Lucas Edwards, I think. No, Tanner Sims. 3 wide, and he had big contact with Jim Duda, who came flying off the wall. And then in is going to come Lucas Edwards, and bam, right there you saw him just tank the outside wall.
And great job for the rest of the field to stay low and avoid the accident, because as there are 3 cars up in the wall, you really have to be careful to not hit any of them. Let's see again what happens. Oh, a little contact before.
Yeah. Oh, man, Jeff Gilmore did a great job on just ducking around that unscathed. And then, of course, Lucas Edwards came flying right into the middle of all this. And he's just going to get loose by himself and pound that outside wall.
That is a big hit. I mean, you saw that right front quarter panel just completely get torn off the car. And no surprise here, Nolan, the drivers are going to come down and top up on fuel.
No surprise indeed. In fact, it's more of a surprise that Mies, Wilbers, Hudson, and Raymond have all opted to stay out on the racetrack here. Not sure what the game plan is for most of them. Let's ride on board here with Jim Duda, and we'll see what he saw. And the truck was just loose, right? And Came off the wall, was trying to throttle out of it, and just didn't let himself recover.
Yeah, a slight contact is all that it takes to get these things loose because they're so light and they're carrying so much horsepower.
From
the
Gilmore.
tiniest of nudges. Yeah.
Oh boy. Bit of a close shave, but gets through unscathed. And this should take us to 1 lap to green this time by. So first caution of the day. About 18 laps in. And we will get set to restart just in time for lap 21. Now for Raymond, Hudson, Wilbers, and Meese, they will be pitting likely within the first 10 to 15 laps here, Lucas.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any of a tire disparity because I don't believe many of the guys that did pit took tires. I could have seen wrong. But I believe that all of the tire wear is about the same. They're all still on that set from the beginning of the race.
So Raymond, Hudson, Wilbers, Meese, Bailey will be the ones to close out the top, or start off the top 5 here. Going to be quite an interesting bout here as the field going to get set to re-rack, restack, and go at it again. $20 laps in the books, 120 still remain. Green flag back in the air in the Geico restart zone. Oh, and already we've had a truck hit up the backside. Someone didn't go and got absolutely sent into the infield. Aaron May scatters, no caution yet. Looking like we're able to pull it together. But somebody got, oh, and now more trouble. And a huge hit into the wall for Tanner Sims. And they're scattering everywhere out of 2 down the back straightaway.
That restart looked so scrappy.
We're still wrecking.
Many of the cars got loose there. Even the leader, Raymond, had a bit trouble getting that car going.
Boy, talk about a messy restart there. That was ugly what happened there. So we'll find out what starts this off initially, and we'll jump this back just a little bit further, because obviously this is well after whatever happened. Watch up front. So that 33 truck, that's actually the 36 of Brandon Meese, he just didn't go. And he spun into the infield, and then seconds later, Tanner Sims in the number 2 truck scored as the 46.
What?
Wow. I mean, that's... Can't do much about that, can you? That's just unfortunate.
Well, I mean, he went under the white line, did he not?
I don't know if that affected anything, to be honest.
We will definitely watch it again. Unfortunate, you saw Kelton Quick right behind the spinning car of the 2. Had nowhere to go for the 8 car.
So watch this here. All of a sudden, I mean, he's phasing through a truck. I'm almost confident he didn't know that truck was there. And spins around, and look at the airtime that this truck's going to get when it hits that wall. And like you say, nowhere for Kelton Quick to go. And then up front here, they weren't done wrecking yet, because you see a broken truck just hooked the 32 and managed to get through relatively unscathed. That's Brandon Woods.
The way that truck was swiggling, or like wobbling back and forth, it almost looks like he was trying to wreck him, but obviously it was just truck errors and the wheel is feeling all sorts of wonky and stuff.
I mean, that whole restart from start to finish was just doomed for failure. The second we saw Brandon Meese fail to launch, this is going to be the whole restart from start to finish in the air. And you'll see how one thing is going to lead to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. So Brandon Mee starts in the wrong gear, or he misses a shift, one of the two. He gets punted down to the inside. That causes a massive stack up deep in the field. Tanner Sims, who has a run, tries to shoot the gap. He makes up about 10 spots. Then tries to go down the inside of the 48, and there wasn't room.
It's so weird how iRacing was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna ghost you guys because of netcode issues. And then all of a sudden, it just puts Tanner in the wall. I mean, that is just one of those funny moments where, of course, Tanner Sims was being very, very aggressive there. But if iRacing just didn't phase the cars through each other, I think we definitely could have avoided that contact.
Getting set to go once again for a double file restart. Zane Bailey will be the control truck. He has so far led the most laps tonight. And critically, what this has done, this has allowed for drivers like Aaron Raymond and co. to come down pit road to get on cycle with the remainder of the field. They have done just that. So about 24th on back have come back into pit road for any number of reasons. And we will once again enter the Geico restart zone, and we'll try it again. Green flag is back in the air.
Field looking much, much more orderly this time than last. Gudger already makes his way up into third place, as it's looking like Jared Duda, Zane Bailey, and Gudger, you know, three regulars locking out this podium, and they look very, very set and very content in these positions, as Duda might start looking to pass Bailey, as he knows he has a lot of pace out here tonight.
Oh boy, Zane Bailey having a bit of a moment there as he came out of turn 4. He maintains the lead, but Jared Duda hot on his heels. Same story for Michael Gudger behind. All three trucks ripping it up right by the outside wall as they take to the back chute. Jared Duda remains in front, Michael Gudger in third, and Duda to the inside of Zane Bailey in 3.
Yeah, once again, Bailey loving that outside, that high line. He's able to carry a lot of momentum, but right now, Jared Duda is running that inside line and finding a lot of grip. There's a wreck behind. That's Cody Witt in the wall.
And that's coming out of the quad oval. Look out as drivers scatter everywhere. And one other truck didn't manage to avoid, and about another 4-truck pileup here on the front straightaway, and this one starts at the back of the field. The 127 of Alex Lopez, one of the drivers that was the catalyst. Let's jump back and find out what happened. So you see Lopez, he drifts wide. He's going to catch the wall in the quad oval, comes off the wall and just takes out Cody Witt and the 89 of Jeffrey Engel, and they go hard into the wall on the approach to turn 1. Then somewhere in the middle of all of this, you're going to see, I think, Burke. There's the 22. It's Jernigan who spins down to the inside. It could have been worse, but I'm kind of with you. There were a lot of trucks that are flying in there way too fast, given how early that happened.
Yeah, it's what us in the industry like to call ARCA braking, as essentially you just don't slow down for caution, and that was a big hit for all 3 of those cars.
Yeah,
and yeah, these guys are just carrying too much speed right now.
Well, credit to Jernigan, he at least managed to slow it down before he hit the wall, so no damage, just some smoked tires. Well, the caution flag is out for the 3rd time today, and we still have over 100 laps still left to run. We'll take ourselves a quick step back when we return. Racing Action returns on Green Flag TV. Stay with us.
Racing isn't easy. but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, where race and action is set to resume once again. And, well, Lucas, in an effort to curb things and to avoid what we had in Indianapolis, race control has said your double five privileges have been revoked. You're going one by one for the restart.
Yeah, I think that's a very smart decision, as these last 2 times now, what's caused the caution is chaos on the restart and not being able to single file out and get everything settled down. So I think that's a really good decision from race control, because especially after Indy last week, we do not want to repeat of that. But here we go. Jared Duda now leads the pack away to green.
Green flag back in the air. Jared Duda, this time the one to lead it back. He was able to pick off the lead from Zane Bailey on that last restart before we had to slow it down again. And we are going to see if Bailey can get back around him. Jared Duda really held the inside line there on the restart. Did not want to give Zane Bailey any in before he got up to speed. And Gudger looking up high. He's trying to build a run.
Yeah, now we can't forget, Nolan, that these 3 up at the front, Duda, Bailey, and Gudger, they're all teammates on Ford Motorsports. So they're all in a call together, talking, having fun racing, and probably doing a lot of laughing as well. So it's good to see them battling on track. And while we're 3 wide, Bailey's on the top.
And Steve Seger's here in the middle of this one. We got one problem on the back straightaway, as some truck was slow, and that thing may have been Kelton Quick that crashed on the back straightaway. We'll get a look at that in a moment. Right now, Ted Rekich charging to the head of the field on fresh tires. He and Steve Segers trying to drive it up towards the point.
Yeah, Ted Rekich now the 4th teammate in that Ford Racing group. He is now at the point with Steve Segers in 2nd. Yeah, Duda, Bailey, and Gudger all just had to give way there, it looked like. And now we're going to get a replay of what happened to Quick.
Oh, that was well after the fact. We'll have to cut back because we got a massive crash on the racetrack. The 19 of Dan Adkins is into the wall. Jim Kohlmensberger is destroyed. And Brandon Gregg got into this one. Somehow, no caution for a multi-truck pileup on the back straightaway. We're still green and still racing.
Yeah, I guess these guys got all their trucks off of the track, able to keep it off the racing surface. And then we're able to keep it green, and whoa!
Oh, there you saw the tail end of it at least, as one truck got hooked up, spun around, and took out everybody else. This is Kohlmensberger up high. He's going to strike the wall, and so he struck the wall. And of course, Brendan Gregg and the 91 just got into it with nowhere to go. Well, up front, Ted Rekich under fire here from Steve Segers here. As that Bucky's number 16 trying its best to try and make some havoc there at the front of the field. You've got this fight with Jeff Gilmore, 9th place on down. Also in a fight, and hold on, here comes Tanner Sims up the middle.
Yeah, we know how aggressive that number 2 car is just from what we've seen already today. The 40's gonna get.
Oh no.
Spun, not clear, not clear.
And he is gonna go into the inside wall hard. And Damon Pacheco will see his Superspeedway Blitz race come to an end.
Watch as he tries to go low to get a run on the 57, but what you can't see, ladies and gentlemen, there is a car already at his left rear quarter panel, and his act of moving down the track got him spun. So,
boy, I mean,
just a really tight margin.
You have one caution, everyone just loses their minds apparently. Somehow no yellow flag throughout all of this. And the 71 of Jake Lucas looking for the inside of Gudger, but Gudger flashing it out like he is, not making it easy for drivers around in the race properly. He's into the wall, and that checks up Jared Duda.
Yeah, Kendra now, because of that checkup between the 53 and the 64, he's starting to get interested on this battle. And Bailey, Gudger, and Duda, those three are really losing a lot of pace here, Nolan, which makes me think if they're planning something or not. Now remember, I talked about it earlier, they're all in a call together. They might have found out a fuel strategy to get them to the end of the race while saving a stop with the early caution. So I wonder if they're saving a bit of fuel, because I know those three are usually much, much quicker than this. They do not seem to be holding up their regular pace. I think they're up to something.
You've got other trucks still trying to fight to the inside here and make up some ground. It's going to be quite the effort here for Gudger. You got the 91 looking for the inside line. That 91 truck, of course, Dan Adkins, back out onto the racetrack after a hard crash on the back straightaway. He is a lap down and is just picking his way through all of this traffic to try and make up some time. And we're going to come back around for 100 laps to go at the line here, Lucas. So we are slowly but surely picking the laps off.
Yeah, I think a good thing about this configuration in the trucks is that they do get through a lap very, very quickly. Even though it is a big intermediate track, they're able to carry a lot of speed through these high banked corners. And no, Condra's around!
Elliot Condra spins at the back of the field, and this one will be a yellow flag. Everyone scatters to avoid him, and somehow he still gets hit. And it's going to end up being a two-truck crash on the back straightaway. Take a look. Did he have help? Or was this self-inflicted? He caught the wall, and then the one got into him. So I'm willing to bet Dennis Misaraka, obviously not intending to do that, and like they just couldn't avoid him. And then he's slowing. He's there. I don't know how you hit him at that point, but you know, Brandon Woods managed to do it.
My assumption is maybe a smoke screen. He just quite couldn't see him because of all the smoke in the way. We can ride on board with him later to see, but yeah, here it is on board now. Let's see.
I mean, you could have gone left, could have gone right. I don't have words for that one. I'm not going to lie. That should have been the easiest wreck to avoid. To be fair, he was not the only one that nearly got into him.
Yeah.
He almost got hit a few times, which I don't understand that even more. But if the point remains, we got effectively the whole field just about coming down pit road once again.
Yeah, and also to be fair, there was a lot of smoke, so he couldn't perfectly see where Elliot Condra's car was. Now, granted, he should have just went all the way down the track to avoid any semblance of making contact. But he definitely couldn't see perfectly where the 09 was.
Now the field going to come off of pit road. Now, again, 3 trucks have stayed out. Those trucks are Brandon Meese in the 36, Dennis Misraka in the number 1, and Alex Lopez in the 127. So they will take up the lead of this race. But I'd imagine unless they, well, they're not going to come down to pit road. So, Lucas, these guys might get swarmed off the jump. But critically, not by Sims, Lucas Edwards, or Larry Eddy, because they took fuel only. They're going to have to look out for 7th place runner Jake Lucas on back.
Yeah, this is now a complete mess of a strategy race where you have, yeah, here it is, perfect. You have the top 3 guys not having pit in the last pit stop. You have 4th, 5th, and 7th having pit, but fuel only. And then 6th and the rest of those guys pitting and 4 tires. So the pit stop strategy is completely all over the place now, as there's such a multitude of strategies just in the top 5 that it's going to be hard to keep track of. But what you got to know, those top 3 guys and the guys in 5th and 6th, or sorry, those top 3 guys, 4th, 5th, and 7th, are going to be a bit slower, as they do not have fresher tires.
Well, the pack comes off of turn numbers 3 and 4 this time by. Brendan Meese will be the control truck, and Dennis Misraka will be up to his outside. And after the 4th or 5th caution today, we are going to get set to get this race underway. After some green flag running, they've allowed it to go back to double file. We'll see if they've earned the privilege. Green flag back in the air. Oh, boy. Alex Lopez did not get a good launch, and that stacks up the field.
Yeah, it's a hornet's nest now. We have 3 wide for 2 rows in a row. The 71 gets a little loose. That's Jake Lucas almost taking out Zane Bailey. And I mean, that is a sight to behold, Nolan. These guys are just so aggressive. A crazy slide jump up the track from one of those machines. Bailey's still looking for that middle line, trying to find some momentum.
Hold on.
And now we're spinning.
And that's Jake Lucas spinning sideways. Jim Duda, Aaron Raymond both collected as well. And once again, Brandon Woods drives into someone. I don't think Aaron was too happy about it, letting him know his feelings. And after that, I would not be surprised if we saw single file once more.
Yeah, the admins gave it to them because they thought they earned it. And now they're going to take it right back away because clearly they haven't.
So this started with Jake Lucas's number 71, and this was the big one here on the front straightaway. And just lost it by himself on cold tires, slid up the racetrack, nowhere for Jim Duda to go. Duda slid down, collected the 6. Paul Wick got spun. Ryan Wayne bails out to the infield. A hard hit into the outside wall for Raymond and Jim Duda. And to watch out for everybody behind them. And honestly, not as bad of a wreck as I thought it was. I thought there were a lot more trucks collected in that than there were.
It's funny watching Raymond's little jolt up the track as that 30 car ran into him. It's fun.
Goodness gracious. Pretty sizable hit that Aaron Raymond took into the wall. Right on board here with Raymond. Oh, and he got into Paul Witt. That's what spun Witt around, but obviously nothing that Raymond could have done in that situation. And then a little bit of a hip check. More like a nose check, but yet another yellow flag.
Yep, and lights on that pace car are still on, so they're gonna do another 2 laps around here. And Tanner Sims up into the lead. Now he's gonna lead this field away when we go green again. And Dennis, excuse me. Yeah.
It's quite wild, right? Because Tanner Sims, not even 30 laps ago, that truck was turned backwards into the air and into the outside wall. We thought it was done for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's been aggressive the entire race.
Heads
Whoa!
up.
Lucky dog, lucky dog.
And
What the?
that is Scott Heidman. Just barely managing to get around these guys. So, bit of a close call there for Heidman, right on board with him. It's a bit closer than you want to get when you're unlapping yourself on the lucky dog free pass.
Yeah, I mean, stay low. I mean, these drivers should know that to stay low when there's a lucky dog coming around. So
yeah. Stay low or
so
either stay low or stay right. That's typically the rule of thumb. You know, stay right on road courses, stay low on ovals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Because you need everybody in the exact same space so that the lucky dog has somewhere obvious to go. And Nolan, are these guys lining up double?
Yes, they are, which is not something I expected to see. But they'll give it a shot, and we'll see what comes of it.
Well, we'll hope they can, get themselves under control now. I'm gonna be honest, don't have a lot of hope for that to happen. But we gotta, hold out some faith, I guess, that these guys can clean up their act and get us some good green flag racing here. As the one to watch, Zane Bailey, currently back there in 7th place on the inside of the 4th row. So we'll see what kind of moves he can pull off on this start. And his teammate, Michael Gudger, another one of the quickest guys on this track right now. He's up in 5th, just ahead of him. So definitely want to keep an eye on the 64 and the 20, see what kind of shenanigans they can pull on this restart to the guys ahead, like the 46, like the 1, and the 36.
We'll try it once again as the pack will make their way out of turn number 3 and 4 and still have 91 laps to go. And Mr. Rocco jumped the start, and he's got a black flag. You'll have to come to pit road. He was ahead of Tanner Sims at the time they went green, and he's going to have to fade all the way to the back because of it.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to find the inside line, though, Nolan, to actually make it down pit road. Because look at that, he is absolutely trapped right now by Zane Bailey and Jared Duda.
And right now, pinned up to the outside, might be arguing his case as well to see if he can get that black flag cleared. Tanner Sims still leading the way, and well, so far that penalty continues to loom over his head. Tech Wreckage now looking to go around the outside of Sims. He's got fresh tires, and he's going to use those tires to his advantage. Drives around the outside. Wreckage is through to the point.
Yeah, and Gudger able to follow through. Once again, Ford Motorsports finding the 1-2, and with Zane Bailey looking for the outside, they have the 1-2-3 once again. And you know what, Nolan? It's not done. Wait, there's more. Jared Duda looking for the inside of Tanner Sims as he's looking to make it a Ford Motorsports 1-2-3-4. As these 4 guys have pace at whatever racetrack you look at. They're always quick as there are cars on the apron.
And we got something going on in the back of the field. They're looking for 4 wide as they come off of turn 3. So something massive has just happened down at turn number 1 there that last time by, but they're going to survive it. They get it back, settled out to double file, and here comes Dennis Misaraka. He is going to be forced into pit road. This is what happened just seconds ago. This is coming down into turn number 1, and let's find out what happens at the back of the field. Oh, Taylor Benjamin got loose up front. He got onto the apron, and, well, that's what caused the massive stack up behind.
Oh my gosh, Aaron Raymond looking to make it 4 wide there for a bit. At the tail end of the replay. That was scary for the 6 car. But great job from those guys to not have that end up being another caution, to get their cars slowed down and not running into each other. And here we go, the 27, the 64, the 20, and the 53. The 4 teammates, a tale as old as time. No one there driving away from this field.
Yes, sir, they are. Ted Wreckage up at the head. As Michael Gudger continuing to hold on to that 2nd place position. And while these guys are fighting it out up front here, everybody else still duking it out for first on back. For seventh on back. And looking for 4 wide again, just about through turn 2 that time.
Yeah, Aaron Raymond knows he has the pace. He's driving aggressive to show it. He's going to send it to the bottom of 3 now for 13th position. And Nolan, I think he just might be able to do it. Oh.
Continuing to hold on just at the head of this one. These drivers racing like there's no tomorrow. Paul Wade, we saw spin into the infield earlier on. He is going to make a 3 wide look to the inside. Punches, take it back into the top 10 of this race. He started all the way up in 6th. He now has the inside of Brandon Meese. And is continuously trying to find some more ground. And once again, 3 wide, entering turn 1.
I mean, this battle right here, Nolan, is just insane. You can throw about 9 to 10 cars under a blanket here as whoa! One of the guys getting very, very loose. I believe that was
That's Meese.
Brandon Meese.
He might be coming to pit road here.
A lot of cars. Okay.
He might be getting ready to come down pit road. Meese has been out of the 34 laps, right in the round 30 is a fuel window. So yeah, he had to get to the inside. That truck's going to be running on fumes right about now. So expect to see him come down pit road anytime here. That's why we see him slowing up massively. The problem is those tires are shot, so he slides up the racetrack and he can't get to the bottom now.
Oh no, he's really going to have to work his way down back to the inside. He's found it again, but not at the expense of about, I can't even count, what was that, 9 or 10 positions there he lost within literally just 1 lap. The 2 biggest benefactors, Aaron Raymond, Kelton Quick, both of them getting their way into the top 10. They were running 15th and 16th just a few laps ago.
Continuing down the back straightaway. And it's not the only one that might be looking to come to pit road. Tanner Sims low on the racetrack as well, and he will be ducking into the lane. So Tanner Sims comes to pit road, and then you got this battle for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Right now, only Gudger and Jared Judah side by side here. Everyone else in this madhouse down the back chute.
And yeah, those 4 at the front, I'd call it less of a battle and more of a friendly little race, as they're probably just, you know, throwing funny moves on each other, doing what they can. Like, yes, at the end of the day, they do want to come ahead of the others. But as long as those 4 locked out the top 4, I think they'll all be very happy with it.
Meese comes to pit road, and now slow it up is Alex Lopez, as that truck got a little bit tight there coming out of turn 2. Aaron May going around the outside. Rincon trying to see if he can't have a lunge going as well. Thomas Lane Jr. and Larry Eddy both seeking moves here. Oh, and Lopez nearly puts Eddy in the fence.
Wow, this old configuration is allowing for some great battles all up and down the field. Something about it, even when it's not a super speedway, the banking of the track, the multi-groove racing, it just allows for some absolute epic battles to take on all the way up and down the field. And now I want to take note of Aaron Raymond and Kelton Quick, because they both have been driving through this field rapidly. I mentioned their name probably a couple laps ago at this point, but those 2 showing they have pace. Kelton Quick didn't qualify where he wanted to all the way in the back. Raymond getting crashed out, and Quick as well, both getting crashed out, but they now have used their fast repairs and making their way back through the field, and they are just chopping their way through it like a hot knife and butter.
Approaching the halfway point of this race as well, Alex Lopez also slowing as he might be running out of fuel. Jared Duda has broken clear of Michael Gudger, and he is starting to run down Ted Rekic, so we might be about to get a pretty hefty fight on our hands for the lead, because one thing we've seen in the past with Ted here, Lucas, is once he gets the lead, he is certainly not giving it up without putting you through one heck of a fight.
Yeah, Wreckage, one of those SRA regulars, knows how to drive this machine well, knows how to drive this track really well as well, I should say. And yeah, he's not going down without a fight, even if it is a close friend and teammate Jared Duda. He's gonna send the blocks in, hold the inside line, hold the outside line, wherever you want to put your car, essentially is what I'm trying to say. He is gonna put his car there first.
So the fighting continues up and down throughout the racetrack, and we finally have ourselves a bit of a green flag run going here as Rincon going to get up close there with Dylan Wilbers. So Rincon going to hold that inside. Dylan Wilbers up to the outside. 13th and 14th, they continue to battle it out. And in pit road is Jeffrey Engel as well.
So yeah, now on lap 67, it's time for a lot of these drivers to come down to pit road. And I wouldn't be surprised, I don't know the exact field numbers, I'm sure we can get those pulled up, but I wouldn't be surprised if those top 4 guys have to make their way down pit road very soon as well. As we mentioned it, we only got 30 laps of fuel in these restricted tanks here tonight. So really not a lot of wiggle room for these guys. As well, the 57 gets into the wall. That's Gilmore now. Contra looking for the inside. He's gonna have a really, really good run as the 57 speed was greatly inhibited from that contact with the wall. And Paul Witt just might be able to follow through as well.
Yeah, Gilmore all the way up to the outside. Gonna drop outside of the top 5 and fall back to 7th place, but still within touch of Elliott Kandra. Yet another truck that we saw turned around earlier today, but as a result of all the yellow flags, he now finds himself back up towards the sharper end of the field. Approaching halfway as well, just 2 laps away from it.
Yeah, Elliott Kandra has made his way into that, what I'm going to start calling the best of the rest position, running up there in 5th behind those Ford Motorsports guys who have shown insane pace the entire of today. But now looking a little bit back through the field as we have some pit stops. That Sims once again.
And unfortunately, he's just been given a black flag for speeding on pit entry as well here.
Oh.
Tough break. Just pushing a bit too aggressively.
As here we go, Colton Quick, the 8 on the top side of Aaron May. Aaron May's looking to crack his way into the top 10 here. He's gonna try low on Colton Quick, but once again, that high line shows how much momentum you can carry around it. And yeah, Aaron May is just gonna have to back up on that occasion. And we'll have to attack Colton Quick once again once he can regather some speed.
Officially over halfway home, 69 laps to go. As Elliott Kandra goes up to the top side, Zane Bailey holding it down to the inside as well. They will be side by side in the battle for 4th, which Kandra is able to pull himself around. And by the way, pit stops coming up as well for the front runners in the next 5 laps or so, as they are just about to start lap 30 of their stints.
And yeah, Raymond still holding on to that fastest lap of the race so far as Wayne gets past Gilmore for 7th position. Aaron Raymond looking to pounce on the 57 and the 39. As we know, he's got a lot of pace right now, and he's definitely looking to be aggressive. So I'm curious what that battle looks like at the moment, because yeah, Raymond, just as you can see there in the timing tower, is able to make his way past Jeff Gilmore. And you can kind of see in the back, oh, Paul Witt he's either had a problem or he's coming down the pit road. 429 and completely out of field now. And there you see, making his way down the pit road there.
And here, the fight for the 6th place spot now. Ryan Wayne, Aaron Raymond, Quick, Gilmore, and May all packed up under a blanket for 6th back through 10th. As they continue to work their way into the back half of racing action here this afternoon. Raymond still holds the inside. Ryan Wayne still holds the outside. And Quick, May, and Gilmore remain tight for 8th through 10th. And Luis, you got another fight picking up here for 17th on back as well.
Yeah, it looks to be the 48 attacking. The 16 attacking the 48. Just ahead of them is that 22 of Joshua Jernigan. But now looking to the inside is that 16 machine. Into turn 3 they go. And look at that. He's able to use that inside line to perfection. Gets the spot. And look at that. The Kyle Larson inspired car as well. Things still have a go through. And look at that as I believe that's a 48 car not able to find his footing on the top lane. He's going to lose 2 positions for the price of 1.
And that is Christopher Hudson in that scored as a 35 with the HendrickCars.com Silverado, just charging through on fresh tires, although he is 3 laps down. And now officially underway, pit stops for the front runners as Kelton Quick comes down. So does Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, it's going to be important now to hit their marks. Went 4 Goodyear tires, some Sunical fuel, and you want to get that thing back out on the racetrack as quickly as can be. The 8 and the 57 are going to be the 2 pitting on this lap, which means I would not be surprised if Aaron Raymond, Ted Rekich, Jared Duda, Bailey, and Gudger all have to come down shortly as well. As yet, just as I said, Ted Rekich now making his way down pit road with Aaron May.
So Rekich, the next truck to duck into pit road here, and the fight for second is very much on. But I tell you what, pit road right now, a busy place. As there you get the nice big look over the entirety of pit road as several trucks coming in this time by, and we can expect them to be joined before too long. In fact, here comes one more. I think that's Gudger coming in behind.
That would indeed be Michael Gudger, Zane Bailey, Jared Duda, and Aaron Raymond, I should say, all doing a great job of extending the stint and building up a tire delta to the guys behind so that by the end of this race, they could have 4 or 5 lap fresher tires than everybody else and use that to their advantage, just like we saw Julian Altena doing earlier today to his teammate Liam Sullivan. Bit by bit, Altena got a tire advantage. Stint after stint after stint, and by the time they got to the end of the stint, he built up a 5-lap tire advantage, which doesn't sound like a lot.
And a crash on the front straightaway.
We do have a caution, yeah.
And you saw them turn around coming out of turn number 4. And this is going to be critical for a lot of drivers that might be caught out. You see Brandon Meese with a lot of damage from this. Where did this happen at? Oh, this was earlier. Here we go. This will be it. So it's the 21 of Dylan Wilbers. He checks up on the apron. Meese goes high and just runs into the back of Wilbers. And of course, Ellie Cantra flies up on scene, nowhere to go.
Yeah, Wilbur's trying to make his way down to pit road. Meese not respecting the 21's right to pit road and just running into the back of him, unfortunately.
Well, let's not say that. Did the 21 of Wilbur's call it out that he was coming to pit road?
That's a good point.
Because
yeah.
if he didn't call it out, then he has no right.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we don't actually have the radio call up here in the booth, so we don't really know if we can put that on the 21 or the 33. But for those at home, it's very simple. If Wilbur's called it out that he was coming to pit, it's Meese's fault. If he didn't, it's Wilbur's fault. It's as plain, cut, and dry, as simple as that.
Yeah, if the guy doesn't call out, they just come into pit road, then you can't blame him when the guy gets brake checked by a truck that's only half a length in front of him. Well, the caution is out once again. This one, the first one in the back half of this race, and still plenty more racing action yet to come here tonight as well. We'll take ourselves a step back. When we return, racing action resumes on Green Flag TV. Stay with us.
Rev TV brings the world of motorsports into your home with over 100 live race series such as MotoGP, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, Extreme E, World Superbike, and the newly launched all-electric E1 series. From 2 wheels to 4, from land to sea, your destination is Rev TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, where the green flag about to drop once again. The start has been waved off this time by because these guys wanted to give the field another chance to catch up to the tail end. Can't fault them for that. And we should get the green flag this time by here, Lucas.
Yeah, that last green flag run was really, really impressive from these guys. I'm glad they were able to settle down and get us some good racing action, because throughout that entire 50-lap stint, I believe it was, there are great battles happening all up and down the field. And we got to see some really nice 3-wide, even 4-wide at some cases, action on the track. And of course, what caused the caution was an unfortunate series of events with either a guy not calling pit stop and getting run into, or a guy calling pit stop and the guy behind not listening to it. But, you know, that happens all the time in iRacing. Green flag pit stops are always tricky and hard to get just right in the world of sim racing.
Green flag coming out this time by, as Jared Duda will lead the way in to the Geico restart zone. And we'll see if these guys can keep things together. Green flag back in the air. And race in action resumes from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jared Duda clears up. Paul Webb back in second. Zane Bailey back in third. And Rakic trying to pick up the third podium spot from the inside.
Yeah, Duda and Witt both got a great, great run on that restart. And Ted Rakic looking to send it 3 wide. Almost catches the front nose of Zane Bailey, but he makes it there safe and sound. And now he's found this high line with his teammate Zane Bailey, and they're going to see if they can find a draft and run around Jared Duda as Aaron Raymond gets really loose off of 4.
Jared Duda falling back as Rakic picks up the lead of the race. Zane Bailey driving up towards the front here as well, trying to follow him through on that outside line. Hold on, as Brandon Woods gets a bit crossed up, but he's able to hold it together. 55 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, and now running in this top 6, we have 6 SRA natives. Of course, Rakic, Bailey, Gudger, Duda, Witt, and Raymond, all very, very quick when we ran the Gen 4s in the last season, so it makes sense that they have this top 6 locked out. 6 drivers that have put in a lot of work and definitely deserve to be running here, as Gudger still having a lot of blinking issues here tonight.
So it is single file with a little bit of double from first on back to 7th or 8th, all under a huge blanket. Quite a few trucks, by the way, with black flags. Hold on, as Lucas Edwards overshoots pit entry the way in to serve his penalty. He's going to pick up another one as a result. Steve Seger's also coming down pit road. So is Dan Atkins. So quite a few trucks with black flags to serve, but that could very well kill their chances of winning this race. Zane Bailey, meanwhile, attempting for 4 for 4 on the season. He's now going to the inside of wreckage.
Yeah, I mean, he really wants that Wendy's meal, the chicken nuggets, the fries, the burger, and the drink, I should say, because he's coming for the 4 for 4, as you just said. And I don't think there's going to be a lot that can stop him, because not only did he put it on pole, showing that he has the quickest outright pace today, his race pace has been shown to be really, really strong. But if anyone can take the win away from him, it would be Michael Gudger, Ted Wreckage, or Jared Duda, because all 4 of them show tremendous pace in this Craftsman Truck Series car. But you can see it, Nolan. He's looking really, really aggressive on the rear end of that 27 car.
Aaron Raymond and Jared Duda continuing to fight it out, while Michael Gudger makes that move for the 3rd place position. Zane Bailey back behind into 2nd. And Wreckage maintains the lead. And so Gudger could, oh, hold on. Guys getting a little bit dicey there. Almost running into each other there in the middle of the back straightaway.
Yeah, they're racing each other hard. They all know each other very well. They know that they can give each other, you know, some light tapping without spinning each other out, because they all can hold onto their car very well. They all have great car control. And they know that they can race each other aggressively without having to worry that one of the guys is going to spin out or make a really, really big mistake and send him into the wall. So it's great to see that kind of companionship between these guys, and that they trust each other to race one another as hard as they are. And Raymond, wow, pulls off a magnificent slide job. I was not sure there was room there, but holy, did he make sure there was.
One truck slow on the apron. That is just lap traffic that is going to get down and out of the way. Wreckage continues to lead. Most of the single file up at the front here. Further down, still got fights for about 11th on back here as well. I think for the most part, a lot of drivers here just trying to save up some of their equipment for that last 30-lap dash.
Yeah, some guys may be driving it a little more conservative, just wanting to make it to the end of this race to try and get themselves some good points in this championship. Although, I would be surprised, because knowing this is more of a Blitz series and more kind of a, each race kind of holds their own merit, holds their own value, as the championship isn't being watched too closely. I would assume a lot of these guys really just fighting for every position, full pushing each lap. Not a lot of tire saving going on. Gilmore's once again in the wall. That checks up Condra, and he's going to go low.
And Condra goes down to the low side. Rincon going to go with them. Jeff Gilmore going to lose 2. And under 50 laps to go. And even for 6th place here, a fight started to pick up. Paul Witt trying to fend off both Brandon Woods and Dylan Wilbers.
Yeah, Paul Witt getting passed there by Brandon Woods, seeing if he can find something down the inside of 4 with how that high line's looking. My assumption is down this front stretch. Woods just gonna pull that gap away, and he is. And he might just be followed by Dylan Wilbers, as Paul Witt now looking to be stuck on that inside line. And with no clear gap to make his way back up to the top side, he might just get freight trained by not only Wilbers, but Kevin Roy and maybe even Joshua Burke behind.
Ted Rekich trying to hold on here as Zane Bailey and Aaron Raymond and others really giving him the beans here. Rekich not able to break away in the slightest, and this is a fight here that, assuming they stay close through the next pit stop cycle, they are not going to be able to break away from each other all the way down to the checker flag.
Yeah, they're all just kind of sitting in each other's draft here. Rekich not able to pull a gap simply because Bailey able to just sit there, get the toe down the front and back straights, and just really being a fly in Rekich's ear right now. Speaking of flies and ears, Raymond looking for the inside of Bailey, being probably a hornet in the ear of Zane Bailey, as he's even looking for the moves on the inside of the 20. As these five racing each other so close still, none of them able to find the gap they need to go for a move on any of the others. As Paul Witt comes down pit road.
Paul Witt ducks into the pits from the tail end of the field. He is not the only one. Joshua Burke comes down as well. Jared Duda opening up the door on the inside of Aaron Raymond. Meanwhile, Dill Wilbers, Kevin Roy, and more continue to fight this one out. And even further back, Elliot Cantra, Larry Eddy, and more seeking to battle it out as well. All the while, oh, hold on, Eddie, you bit loose out of two there.
Yep, Condra's going to say thank you very much. Get past Jorge Rincon on that occasion. 49 Larry Eddy still trying to hold that high line to fend off Paul Witt. But that 429 machine, or sorry, that's not Paul, or it is Paul Witt, but he's a lap down because he just bit. My apologies there. Is Raymond actually able to maybe find some of Jared Duda as lap cars are getting in the way of this battle?
Yeah, lap cars. Oh, hold on. Oh, my goodness. One truck just absolutely smoked the outside wall, and that is Alex Lopez. He's going to collect a couple, and Thomas Lane Jr. drills the wall as well. And they're still crashing here. Eddie spins down. He's going to collect the 28 as well. Oh, my goodness.
I apologize for any at home if I scream too loudly, but that honestly caught me off guard. And the contact with the outside wall that truck made actually frightened me.
That
He hit
came
that
out
thing
of
going
nowhere.
160. Wow.
Take a look. Oh, this is after the fact. So he was fresh out of pit road, likely then on cold tires, looks to see the field getting around him. And then out of nowhere, the truck, oh, he clipped the apron, shot him up, and slammed into the wall. And then he's going to come back down the racetrack. Got tagged by Larry Bell. Clipped Thomas Lane Jr. That's what sent Lane hard into the outside wall. And then we're not done yet, because then the 49 truck up top comes sliding in as well. Larry Eddy spinning all the way down to the inside.
And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, wow, how close was he to hitting Michael Gudger there? Because holy crap, it had to have been centimeters.
So we got ourselves with Larry Eddy. He has stayed out despite the crash. And this is going to be the look at this one at speed. Boom! What a violent hit into that outside wall. And then it just keeps on going.
Wow, wow, wow. That's definitely one of the ones where you think that would have been such a, I mean, that impact is so rough. Like,
so sudden
so
as well.
Much speed. Yeah.
That's not an easy impact either for Thomas Lane Jr. coming around through 4 as he slid all the way down the racetrack as well. Boy. So 36 laps to go. Now they are not safe on fuel, which is why Larry Eddy has stayed out here. Everyone else has come down to pit road. They're going to try to save the fuel to make the distance, but Eddy will have to come down one more time.
Yeah, but with the numbers you've been saying, that 30, I think it was 30, 35 laps of fuel, making it to 37 to go is going to be hard without a lot of cautions. And here we go, Larry Eddy for the first time this race leads the field to green flag racing, but Zane Bailey gets an insane jump on the outside line, no penalty flag, so he didn't jump at the start. I think that 49 machine old tires just completely bogged himself down.
Yeah, no kidding. You can tell just how much that truck is struggling because he had some contact in that incident as well. So Eddy falls all the way to the back, while Zane Bailey maintains his run up front, and Michael Gudger sweeps across the nose of Brandon Woods behind and nearly turns himself.
Yeah, they're still fighting hard. The 64 on the outside of half of himself, the 32, of course. And he's going to try to keep it in, but Brandon Woods gets a little bit loose, and that allows Michael Gudger to keep that right rear quarter panel clasped by himself. But with that inside line being that much shorter, Brandon Woods might just go to clear himself here as he almost gets chopped by Jerry Duda. Whoa!
And he nearly gets chopped again by Duda. This time, Woods slides up the racetrack, and he just keeps it off the outside wall. Gudger skates through on the inside as well. And all of this leaves the top 3 in a little bit of a breakaway here. And that lets Wreckage jump down the inside of Aaron Raymond in a bid to go for second.
Yeah, he's looking again to the inside. Raymond and Bailey, though, both doing a good job of holding that outside line, keeping their momentum up, keeping their speed up. And oh, Raymond's giving a little push back to the 27.
Yeah, a little push back there for the time being, but Brennan Gregg pulls that inside lane while Zane Bailey pulls up to the lead still. And Wreckage, oh, contact there with Aaron Raymond, and nearly hooked the number 6 Chevy Silverado.
I mean, feisty from these two guys. Both of them not willing to give the other an inch. And look at that. Raymond is right on the tail of Bailey. I wonder if Bailey is purposely holding up Raymond to let Wreckage pass. That would be crazy metagaming, but definitely not out of the question.
So Wreckage trying to make that run happen here. Zane Bailey right behind. And Aaron Raymond all the way up to the outside as well. Raymond going to hold behind that 20 car, or the 20 truck for now. But now he jumps to the inside. Wanted to chase after Wreckage for the lead. 30 laps to go here in this one. And you pit now, you can go the distance.
Yeah, and with all this fighting, the 27 to 20 and the 6 have been doing, the 53 of Jared Duda has now joined the conversations. Elliot Condra loses on 4 positions there. I wonder if he got tagged and got a little bit loose. Something must have happened to that machine to force him to lose all of those spots.
Well, he maintains a top 10 run still. But boy, he is struggling to keep that 09 out of everybody else. Meanwhile, Zane Bailey still trying to see if he can't find a way around Ted Wreckage. He is going to look to the inside. Oh, here we go. And he's got one down there. And just like that, Zane Bailey is back through for the lead. Never mind, Wreckage driving back around the top side in 2.
And here we go, Raymond now on the attack as Bailey, with the move down the inside, left himself vulnerable to an attack from behind. Raymond has that preferred outside line now, but Bailey chops his nose. Raymond goes for the over-under down the inside of turn 1. This one's going to continue all the way through 1 and 2, and Raymond might just have this one done.
Raymond gets clear, but is into the wall, and here comes Zane Bailey trying to get the drive back. Not able to make the run. Caution flag is out. Elliot Condra around again to the back straightaway with Kevin Roy in the KNC Sim Sports number 43. And we are going to be seeing everybody come down pit road here, Lucas, because you can officially go the distance.
Yeah, this will set everybody at square one with fuel. The only difference is, do you take 0, 2, or 4 tires here? That is what I'm curious to see.
Aaron Raymond. Oh, you see him right behind. Oh, wow, Aaron May got turned around back there as well. So did the 21. So there was a handful of trucks that went around in this one. And there you see Condra among them. Larry Bell as well. And that is that.
Now we'll get another look at it here. I think it starts with Gilmore and May. Oh no, it starts with May and the 32 machine. Yeah. 32 gets loose off corner exit. May's not able to check up in time. And that's what gets it all going.
Jeff Gilmore shoots through the middle of this one as the number 8 truck with that Irwin Tools paint ducks right through the middle. And Lucas, it's money stop time as everybody is in.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see, 0, 2, or 4. Bailey gets those right sides lifted up. That's at least 2 tires. And there's the left sides as well. Zane Bailey opting for 4, but Jeff Gilmore opting for 2 as he jumps the leader off of pit road. Same with Jernigan and same with Raymond.
So the field getting set to restack, re-rack, and duke it out all over again. And boy, this race has a lot still in the back pocket for it. Other races coming up here on Green Flag TV. A big day tomorrow as it is the 8th annual running of the Paper Recycling Systems Indianapolis 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, closing up the 2025 season for the Classic IndyCar Series. A full 33-car grid will look to conquer Gasoline Alley Meanwhile, the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series takes to Talladega Superspeedway, and then, well, the Zero Toy Racer is back for more at the Kansas Speedway. Pace Ultra returns next Sunday for round 2 at the Thruxton Circuit, where the High Tide Race will be back after a 1-week hiatus at the Bristol Motor Speedway on Monday. Very slow week coming up as it's American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that would make sense. A lot of leagues are off, including this one. SRA will not have a race next week. It'll be 2 weeks until we get some more racing action. Of course, that one is going to be at Michigan International Speedway. One league that is not off, however, is Zero Torque Racing League. Don't miss that one. That is going to be on Black Friday. And of course, that one will be taking place at Kansas. We have 6 racers locked into the playoffs, and with 5 more races left to go, it's crunch time for a lot of the drivers.
Green flag back in the air. Less than 25 laps to go. And with no fuel saving to be done now, it's going to be just all out right through to the end. Aaron Raymond's trying to find his way 3 wide up the middle. Zane Bailey bumps Jeff Gilmore to move him up the track just a little bit. Tries to do a third groove on the inside as well. Ted Rekich, 1 truck breakaway at the head of the field. Clear by about 3. Is there 2 by everywhere else?
Don't forget, Bailey has 4 fresh tires, whereas I believe Rekich only has 2. He only took right sides in that last stop. I'm fairly confident. So Bailey's going to have a lot more pace.
Oh, boy.
The wall. Raymond's able to save it. Incredible job for the driver of the 6 machine, and we stay green.
Ted Rekich and Zane Bailey, meanwhile, side by side, and Bailey drives around the outside, and then Ted Rekich did not take tires. Remember, Rekich took 2 sets of tires early in the race, and I think one of those sets is a mistake because Rekich is now out of tires, and so he's going to get swarmed here in a minute.
Yeah, you said it, Jared. Duda straight down the inside. That was an easy move for the 53. And I would be very surprised if the 8 and the 48 and the 6 aren't able to follow in a very similar manner. As yeah, the 6 goes high. I mean, Nolan, look at that.
$20 laps to go. Out of the 37 trucks that started this race, only 24 are still running, only 20 of those on the lead lap. 18 of which are in this leading pack. But it is slowly spreading out more and more.
Gudger, Quick, and Wilbur's all having a big fight here. Gudger's on the Wilbur's on the inside, and Gudger, I should say. Quick is right behind in the wings, waiting for a chance to pounce. And now that a lot of these guys have cleared Ted Rekich, it's time for Jared Duda, Aaron Raymond, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin to see if they can fight Zane Bailey for the lead and see if they can dethrone the king from the Speedway Blitz Series.
So Bailey, Duda, Raymond, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Top 4 under a blanket of half a second or less. They'll continue to scrap it out, just building a bit of an advantage right now. Michael Gudger and Kelton Quick side by side as they enter turn number 1. Oh, a bit of contact there between Quick and Gudger. And they're going to keep it together.
They're so close down the back straight. Quick, though, I believe has fresher tires. You can just tell that he has more grip out there on the racetrack. Dips 2 tires under the white line for some extra grip. And still, down the front stretch, they're side by side. And Jorge Renko now has entered the battle. Or sorry, that's a lap car. That is someone completely different.
Jared Duda with a massive send in turn 2. Slides up the track though, and Zane Bailey able to get the drive back. Bailey back down to the inside. Jared Duda's full send. Not going to work out today. Bailey trying to go for a nigh unprecedented 4 for 4. There is only one driver in Green Flag TV history, Lucas, that has taken, there's very few actually that have taken 4 wins in a row. Tomas Mustonen from the Classic IndyCar Series being one of them. Another one being Spencer Ray from OMSRL on Tuesday nights. Other than that, I can't think.
Yeah, you would definitely know better than me. One person I know who has definitely won 4 races in a row is Muhammad Alif, one of my teammates over at Collegiate iRacing League. But that would have been in the Formula College Series. So either the F4, the Super Formula, or the IndyCar. And he is an absolute menace around road courses. And definitely has won more than 4 in a row, probably hitting 8 at one point, as he is essentially the Verstappen or the Alex Palou of that league. But it's very hard to compare road series with an oval series, as road is much more straightforward when it comes to pace. Oval is all over the place, and anything can happen on a given week.
The 4 in a row streak that we last saw on Green Flag TV was from August 17th to September 28th in the Classic IndyCar Series, where Mustonen won at Kentucky, Chicago, and Mid-Ohio, and at Long Beach. And the only streak before that was, of course, Spencer Ray when they were running the OMSRL Truck Series. And that, Lucas, was when Spencer Ray swept all 5 races in the chase for the Cup. From start to finish, he won every single one of them. Name a more dominant case of why you deserve to be a champion after that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be very, very hard to argue, winning literally every race in a championship. But of course, at least so far, that's what Zane Bailey has done. Tonight, it looks like he might be dethroned, as Jared Duda and Taylor Butcher Benjamin stating a great case of why they deserve to win this race. But if I know Zane Bailey, and I definitely do, watching him race these past 4 months, he will not give up on that win. He wants it more than anything else.
So Aaron Raymond back down to the inside, and Zane Bailey trying to fight his way back through to the point. Jared Duda still leads the way. 10 laps to go this time. And lap traffic about to become an issue.
Whoa, Duda getting a little bit loose. I think he caught a bit of the dirty air from that lap car ahead. Is that the 33 of Mies, if I'm not mistaken? And that's going to allow Raymond now to look for the inside.
Aaron Raymond back to the inside. He's going to pick up the lead from Jared Duda. Duda trying to squeeze him in. Aaron Raymond slipping on the racetrack, cuts across the nose. Jared Duda back to the side, is loose and is into the wall big.
And it is all kicking off here with 9 to go of this old Atlanta race. These drivers are starting to get feisty. They're all fighting for the win. They're fighting each other hard. They're pushing. They're shoving. They're banging. And Aaron Raymond now to the point as Jared Duda falls victim. He definitely came out worst from the contact. We'll get a good replay here of what happens.
Yeah, so this is going to be the look from Jim Duda here on what happened. Curious if Raymond made contact. Watch as Raymond, he's going to send it in here. Right about here, he's clear. He slides up and just took the air off of Duda's nose. Never touched him. And while that was going on, Joshua Burke has crashed. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, another massive hit for one of these trucks tonight. That is scary.
So the pack ducks through here into third. Benjamin coming around. Zane Bailey just up the road. Aaron Raymond in the lead.
Yeah, Raymond with a 7.5 gap to Bailey out in front. Raymond has really found the pace late on here. And at this point in the race, he's only pulling away. Definitely going to be the favorite to win here with only 5 to go.
And unlike a normal Superspeedway ride, these drivers are not going to be able to bump draft each other to help reel in the gap. Bailey's just got to hope that when they get around to the straights, he's got enough slipstream to help. Zane Bailey still within 3/4 of a second, but with only 4 laps to go, he would need to realistically run down 1/4 of a second a lap to catch him, but he gets loose after contact with Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and that might spell an end to the fight for the lead. It's now all for second.
Yeah, it's going to be these 4, Eddie, Benjamin, Duda, Bailey, battling it out for second, as with this point, Raymond having nearly a second gap, he might just go uncontested here, unless some catastrophic event happens. But Bailey, you know, it's going to suck for him to lose that winning streak, but if he still finishes runner-up, still can get some good points for the championship, and he can still feel pretty good about that, saying, well, I might not have won it all, but the one race I didn't win, I was right there in second place.
Two laps to go here, just under 3 miles. Jared Duda really trying to track to the back of Zane Bailey. And it looks like the streak will be cut short for the number 20 as they come around, looking for the white flag this time by.
Yeah, here we go. One more lap to race. 139 down, 1 to go. Raymond's the first one to take it. Duda's now looking for the inside of Bailey. They're going to fight to the flag.
Driving it in deep as Zane Bailey moves it up the hill. Aaron Raymond coming around 3 and 4, this time by over a second clear. And it's going to be the number 6 to cut off Zane Bailey's winning streak. Off of turn 4, Aaron Raymond wins at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Coming home in second with his Ford Motorsports teammate right behind him in third. Jared Duda, of course, is going to be, and then 4th and 5th is going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Larry Eddy. But Aaron Raymond does a great job to break the streak, and here's some victory bumps from Zane Bailey as he appreciates a greatly driven race from that 6th driver.
So Raymond going to be bringing it down to the front straightaway, and he is going to burn it down to the front straightaway. His first win of the Superspeedway Blitz and his first win in the truck since we last ran these all the way at the start of the year. Aaron Raymond with a hard-earned win this afternoon. I'm sure Jared Duda might have thoughts, but for Raymond, he can celebrate.
I love when we get the chance to just hear them burning the tires down, hear those engines roar in those Craftsman trucks. It's just a great overall sound, and he's got a lot of fuel in that thing. He can go for miles more, it seems like, as he's gonna pose on the start-finish line there, and that right there is a picture-perfect moment for the 6 car.
So let's take a run down, and we'll see how things go here as well. A pretty wild night, all things considered, and coming home to take the win this afternoon, it is going to be Aaron Raymond with Zane Bailey. His 3-win streak is brought to a close, but he is able to still pick up a runner-up at the end of the day. Jared Duda comes home 3rd, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 4th, Larry Addy back in 5th, and then it's Dylan Wilbur's, Ted Rekich, Michael Gudrick, Kelton Quick, and George Rincon to round out the top 10.
And then finishing tonight's race in 11th is going to be Noah Swafford, followed by Paul Witt, Aaron May, Elliot Condra, Kevin Roy, and Joshua Durdigan. And then your finishers 1 lap down, Jeff Gilmore, Ryan Wayne, Thomas Lee Jr. And then 2 laps down, and to wrap out your top 20, it's Brandon Meese.
21st through 30th, it's going to be Christopher Hudson, Scott Heidman, Dennis Misuraka, Joshua Berg, Brandon Woods, Alex Lopez, Lucas Edwards, Steve Sagers, Dan Adkins, and Tanner Sims.
And then here we go, 31st through 40th position, Jeffrey Engel, Jim Duda, Jake Lucas, Damon Pacheco, Brennan Gregg, Jim Coleman-Sperger, Cody Witt are all of your drivers who actually started the race and took the green flag. Everybody else behind just joined the session, but they didn't actually take the green flag.
And all of that is going to bring us to a close here tonight. Let's get a chit-chat in here with the drivers that finished this race, numbers 1, 2, and 3 here at the end of the day. And we'll look to kick things off first and foremost with Aaron Raymond here, as it's going to be the driver of the number 6 coming home at the end of the night. And Aaron, you're the one to break up the race-winning streak from Zane Bailey with your first win of the season. Talk through this one, because, boy, that was a big slider that you pulled on Jared Duda, and it was a very well-timed move at that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that in the cool-down room. It's just I got very lucky that I cleared him just enough where we didn't make contact there, and it just, the dirty air got him tight, and then he just tank slapped it off the corner. Other than that, it was a great race, and I just want to apologize to Paul Witt for getting into him there, that lap 30 incident.
Kind of talk us through your day, because obviously strategy was always going to be pretty key here. Were you always planning on coming down for fuel even though you went green with 36 to go, or were you just hoping for one more yellow flag to come out to get you to the end?
That last caution there is perfect timing, honestly. I mean, if we didn't get it, we would have had to make a 5-lap dash to the finish. So either way, it would have been a great show for you. But I'm definitely glad we got the caution. I'm definitely glad I put tires on it.
And looking forward into the remainder of the season, obviously still a long way to go in this one. Bailey's gotten quite the jump, though, on the field early on. Do you think you can run it down and take that championship by the end?
I'm going to try my best, but I think he might have it locked up.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck anyway when we go racing next time out. Congratulations on taking home number 1, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Aaron Raymond comes home first this afternoon, and Lucas, we're going to bring it on down to Zane Bailey. The driver that was going for 4 in a row wasn't meant to be, though. You're standing by with number 2.
Yeah, an unfortunate end of a streak there for you, Zane Bailey, with 3 consecutive wins. How does it feel not getting the 4th one here tonight?
I mean, it definitely sucks, but walking away 2nd place and had the pole still feels pretty good. Still good points day, no incident points, led some laps, got the pole. I'm usually struggle here a lot worse. I've improved a lot here in this race, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, still a really strong 2nd place for you. And I was talking about this on the broadcast that, you know, people could say that the 1st place streak has ended, but then you could fire right back. Well, maybe I didn't finish 1st, but I was still right there in 2nd, still proving my pace and still proving why you won the Gen 4 series last championship, I should say, and why you're currently in the lead of this one.
Yeah, I can keep my top 5 streak going, hopefully. But yeah, I almost didn't take tires that last caution because I thought we were going to keep wrecking, but it looked like everyone that causes cautions wrecked out. So I'm glad I Oh, I'm glad I took tires because I was so close to staying out.
Yeah, smart choice there. And then looking forward, not next week, because of course we're off for Thanksgiving, but 2 weeks from now, Michigan International Speedway, very open track, very big. How do you feel about that one?
I'm typically pretty good there, but a lot of people are good there. It isn't just like there's 5 guys racing for no one. There's probably like a 10 to 12 guys that can win it there most of the time. So as long as I don't get taken out or I don't mess up my strategy, I feel pretty good.
All right, yeah, well, good luck to you for the future weeks, and congratulations on the second place, and thank you for talking with us.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and now Nolan, I believe you have the pleasure of speaking with our third place finisher, that 53 car of Jared Duda.
Jared, you were fighting for the lead at one point, and then came the massive slide. The air got taken off your nose. You hit the wall. It was quite a recovery job, though, to get yourself up to a podium there, dragging it out with Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, and taking a final podium spot by 1,000th of a second. Walk us through those last 10 laps or so.
Yeah, I was able to power by Zane there and take the lead. The last race that we ran, that's kind of what lost me the race to Zane, so I figured I'd put myself in a better position, try to lead, and Aaron was just quicker at the end. I didn't really get to race him much, but he caught me pretty quick and was able to hold her down on the bottom. And he was loose, I was loose. He threw a slider. I was trying to hang on his right rear, but he was able to clear me, and I was coming back across and had a little whoopsie moment there. Ran out of town a little bit, but was able to keep it straight. And I don't know how I was able to come back up to third. I definitely thought I was a second place car, but there was no shot in passing Zane with my tires being torched after that. So yeah, I'm happy with coming back after that to finish third. I definitely thought we were a top 3 truck tonight, but was able to finish out the podium, so can't complain.
Well, we look forward to the main championship, obviously. You've been having some pretty good runs here as of late. What's the season-end goal for that number 53 truck so far?
Just come out, run races, have fun, battle for wins. I'm going to miss a couple just with the holidays coming around, traveling and whatnot. So my schedule is just whenever I can get on at this point and run races. There's no championship in mind, so it makes it a little strategy a little different. I'm not racing for points, so I don't have to be as careful, but then I also want to be careful around the guys that are. So it causes a little bit different strategy, but I'm glad I'm able to work with Michael and Zane and Ted there to keep us on track, and we ended up making a right call there at the end with tires. So shout out to those guys for their help.
And of course, Michigan International Speedway coming up next December 6th after a bit of a 1-week break here. What's going to be the game plan for you and that 53 truck as we get set to take to a 2-mile behemoth?
Track position, stay out front. These things are, for some reason, it's this season and the Blitz has been super hard to pass. All these mile and a halves have been so top dominant. So track position has been pretty key. Here you're able to power around them a little bit, but it's still hard to pass. And then you're always worried about someone behind you closing the gap. So it's kind of just riding around on top. I assume Michigan might end up being the same way. Hopefully, since it's a little wider, it gets to be a little bit more racing. But I'm just hoping we don't just all stick to the wall and run it all day.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing once again. Congratulations on taking home third, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, I just want to shout out you guys, Green Flag TV for the broadcast, Thomas and Paul and all the guys at SRA putting on the Blitz and the Truck Series. Good fun league to run in. Shout out to my teammates. Like I said before, Zane, Michael, Ted had a good run with them. We were running 1 through 4 there at one point, so it was good to kind of have all of us up front, kind of dominating the race. Shout out to my crew chief and everyone else watching. So hopefully there's not a sponsor of the race. Otherwise, let me know. But yeah, thanks for the broadcast. I'm excited to watch this one back. Hopefully it was exciting.
Well, Jared Duda comes home third place here at the end of the night. And Lucas, that's going to do it for our post-race interviews here. A wild race here at the end of the day, and a lot of drivers looking forward to Michigan in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Michigan is a very fun track. I only have 3 wins in the CIL, one of those being at Michigan International Speedway. In the IndyCar, of course, not the truck, but it does definitely show that it is a track that I very, very much adore, and a track that I definitely have some pace around. So I am also very excited to get going there in 2 weeks' time.
Well, before we get to that, there is still lots more action yet to come on Green Flag TV. When we return back here on Green Flag TV, it is, of course, going to be first and foremost tomorrow afternoon when we go racing for 500 miles for the Classic IndyCar Series and the 8th annual Paper Recycling Systems Indianapolis 500. The Mid-Atlantic Racing Series takes to Talladega on Tuesday, followed once again by the Zero Tour Racing League at Kansas. And then it'll be the Precision Automobile Club Esports with their second race at Thruxton the Sunday after. And then the Monday after that is the High Tide Racing League's next race at Bristol Motor Speedway. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. Once again, my name is Ola Ramble alongside Lucas Moody. Thank you all so much for watching us, and we'll see you all when we go racing in 2 weeks, once again in the Blitz.